right, everyone. We are on episode number 6 of Next Gen Burnouts. I am your host, your one and only host, the only host, Logan Hammer, and I am here with my co-host, as in second host, Jordan Pennington.
Are you done? Are you finished or are you done? So, co-host here, just checking in. I'll take that moniker this week. All good. I did have something really quick to say. We haven't discussed this. This is totally just shot out of a cannon. I think this week we're going to discuss F1 first. I think it deserves it. I don't know about you, but I think it deserves it. That race was damn near fantastic. I know you and I watched it together. I think we both thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know. I see you typing. I see you clicking over there. What do you think? Do you want to jump into that?
I am perfectly okay with that. Australian GP, that happened actually before the NASCAR race even did. It's a little out of ordinary. We kind of like to try to keep things consistent, but Jordan decided he wanted to just ruin the status quo. So guess he's calling the shots. My co-host calling the shots. Hey. So
co-host said, you know what? I'm just going to throw a curveball at Logan, see if he's ready. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But
okay,
on a more serious,
start us off then.
Yeah, I was going to say on a more serious note, great race. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't want to speak for you, but I know you did as well. We also watched it with our girlfriends who are a little into Formula One, not so much. Mine a little bit more than Logan's, but either way, it was kind of nice to show them a race. It was fantastic. I think that's the type of race you show someone if you ever want to introduce them to a sport or Formula One. Doesn't need to be said. I don't think we should spend too much time talking about it, but of course, Red Bull, again, just wiped the floor with everyone. We both agreed Red Bull's on a rocket right now. No one's really touching them. You could put in, some Joe Schmo off the street, and I feel like he could score some points in that. Not discrediting, of course, Checo or Max, but it's just a very fast car.
Yeah.
Were you going to?
No, I completely agree. Fantastic race. This was my girlfriend's, I would say, first official race watching. We all got together around 10 o'clock, started watching the race, and 10 p.m., yes, on a Saturday night. So that actually just worked out perfectly for us to get together, drink a little bit of whiskey, and watch the race. And no, it was great. That first start, man, what was that? So did we ever determine, was that a turn 3 that where there was so much mayhem happening?
That is a great 3? We like to use facts here on this podcast. It would have been nice if we had our facts together because we literally said we should look into what turn it was. It was either turn 3 or 4. It was right at the start. That turn caused nothing but mayhem. That was insane. It seemed like every 10 or 15 laps, someone was just spinning out into the wall. Of course, Alex Albon got us started, going DNF there. It was kind of scary because I don't know if, obviously, we didn't really realize it, or at least I didn't at the start, but that could have been actually pretty ugly. His car went straight into the line that every single driver was going. Yeah. And of course, Formula One drivers, NASCAR drivers, any professional motorsport driver has phenomenal reflexes. So, obviously he lucked out there, but that could have been ugly.
That could have been very ugly. Yeah, that was an intense start to the race. We had a few safety cars drive by, and then we did lead up into red flag.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there was 3. What was the first one? Who was the first one?
If I'm not mistaken, that was Albon. I could be totally wrong. It was Albon first. The second one was when Kevin Magnussen decided to just drive his Haas right into the wall. No one around him. That was unfortunate.
Is that when the car got lifted, right?
I don't
That
know
was
how
the
much
second
it got,
red flag, right?
I don't know how
Remember,
much it got
they were
lifted,
showing
but,
it was like the car getting straight up lifted up.
wow, okay, I missed that. My eagle-eyed co-host here caught that one, but no, that was the second red flag, and then the third one was, if I'm not mistaken, when both the Alpines crashed into each other, and about 5 other vehicles crashed as well, which was a multi-million-dollar restart right there. That 5 cars are getting wrecked, and yeah,
that was messy for sure. That was definitely messy.
Extremely.
Yeah, no, it ended up being a fantastic race. Max Verstappen does what he does, and he just wins. Speaking of winning, when it comes to our predictions for the week, I hate to brag, but I threw 3 darts on my selections. And, we could talk about this a little bit. So Jordan has this thing called an ego and pride, and he mentioned that this year he will, because everyone knows the rules, you choose 2 drivers, 1 manufacturer. So I chose my 2 drivers. I chose Max
team.
and Lewis Hamilton. And then, I chose Red Bull. And Max P1, Lewis Hamilton P2, Red Bull winning. So you literally could not have chose a better selection. But my co-host over here, Jordan, was mentioning, he has a big ego, and he mentioned he will not be ever selecting Red Bull as the team to win. And I just want to hear, what are your thoughts on that? What is your reasoning for that?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. If I chose Red Bull, which I feel like the average Joe, like my co-host here, will do, they're going to win 80% of the races. However, what are we doing then? Are we just going to say, oh, Red Bull, and we just going to pat ourselves on the back and, get a pick right? It's not NASCAR.
I'm patting myself on the back right now.
I mean, that's fantastic. I'm choosing to just, be a man of integrity. I'm going to just go ahead and take a little bit of a harder route. It's all good, not a big deal. We don't need to hear about it. But yeah, so I went with Mercedes, and it almost paid off. I will say George Russell had a fantastic race. Was looking like he was getting ready to steal one there in Australia until, unfortunately, I believe it was a power box issue, mechanical issue.
Something like that, yeah.
Whatever the case may be, DNF early on. So that's unfortunate for him. But yeah, of course, Lewis Hamilton just picked up the slack. P2, fantastic race from him. I kind of wanted to shift really quick because I don't know if our viewers, gotta let the viewers know if they don't already. You're not the biggest Ferrari fan. So
yeah, I'll go on that. Thank you for bringing that up. I should have mentioned that, but no, I am not a Ferrari fan, not a Leclerc fan, not a Sainz fan, partially because my co-host's girlfriend's a fan of it, and I don't know, something about that, she really likes it, and I just see that, and it's just like, all right, well, I automatically can't like this team. I don't know, that's not, okay, wow, that was a live reaction, but that's not the full reasoning. I will mention.
I'm confused. I've literally never heard this before.
He hasn't heard that one before.
Wow. I'm gonna not let her listen to this episode. So, good job.
On a more serious note, though, no, I'm just really not a fan of Carlos Sainz. Don't like him. And really, last year, I would say F1 wise, Ferrari as well as Mercedes, they were honestly Red Bull's top competitors. I would say. And me being a Red Bull fan, I want to keep that distance as much as possible. And I think Leclerc is good. I do think he's good. I just do not see it with Carlos Sainz. I don't know. I really think that guy is a bum. Something about that guy irks me. Now, don't get me wrong. If he's listening right here, he's probably laughing at me. Who am I to say anything? I'm a NASCAR fan. He probably thinks I'm a hick. Totally get it. But when it comes to the world of F1, no, not a Ferrari fan at all. So that's just my 2 cents. Me on my soapbox.
Well, Carlos thinks you're a hick because you are one.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, yeah.
As am I. So no need to worry there.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Kidding aside, though, I disagree. Carlos, fantastic driver. He drives for Ferrari for a reason. Even though
how many wins? Just curious. Like I'm going off the top of my head. I know he got at least one last year, but
one.
Did he get just one? Right?
Singular. Well, I mean, he's racing against Max Verstappen. It's clearly his era. Max is going to dominate for the next 5 years easy. That's being conservative. I mean, what can you really do in that regard? I wanted to ask you before you got on your soapbox there and let out a few secrets that I think you'll regret later. What's going on with McLaren? I know you're a big fan of them. Kind of learned that last night. Oddly enough, didn't know. Very, very strange because you're a Red Bull and a McLaren
all right, we're letting
fan?
out all the secrets right now, so I might as well be as most transparent as I can with the fans. Everyone's asking. They're saying, Logan, what are your teams? What do you like and stuff?
It's a big debate.
It's a big debate. It's trending. I'll just give it to you. So, as I've mentioned previously, big Red Bull fan. I started watching F1 last year. My buddy, I'll admit it, my buddy Jordan got me into it. Like I got him into NASCAR. And I was looking at the teams and didn't really see much. I like drinking Red Bull. I didn't know a thing about F1, so I said, well, I'll go with the F1 team. And I got lucky and chose basically the LeBron of F1. So that was a really good choice. But however, I did announce to my friend at about 11 o'clock on Saturday night, Arizona Mountain Standard Time, that my second team, I don't know if you could really have a second team or whatever. Can you? Can I?
I would assume you could. I mean, I don't know the rules in that regard. It's not like, like obviously we're American sports fans, as in, the NFL, NBA. If you have a second team for that, that's sacrilegious. It's
kind of weird. Like it's not. Yeah, that's a good point. Like it's
more of a driver.
Like if you lived in Chicago, okay, yeah, you might be like a Bears fan, but if you move somewhere else, then you could buy. I don't know. It's always kind of like, when it comes down to it at the end, say the championship, and it's your one team versus your two team, obviously, you're going to want your one. So it's like not even like a big thing or whatever. It's not a big deal. Get off my back. And, we'll talk about yours afterwards too. But yes, I did announce that McLaren is my number 2 team. I've gotten really into the McLaren cars. I would love to own one day. So, I know those are like the two most like toxic fan bases in F1, but I love it. I'm Team Chaos. I happen to be both of them, so yeah, fight me.
That's fair. I'm not going to fight you. First off, you're my friend, so we don't need to do that.
You wouldn't want to?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to. Here, okay. Let's get back on track here.
Well, let's get on track.
All I'm going to say is back to your original comment. When it comes to American sports, this isn't anything motorsports related. I'm a one-team guy. NFL, NBA, I don't do the whole one-team, two-team. I personally think that is absolutely ridiculous. Now, of course, I'm not a Cardinals fan. We're from Arizona. But, of course, if they're making a playoff run, I will support it. But I'm not no two-team. I don't do that.
And I'm not either, too.
No.
I mean, and that goes to the same thing, too. For basketball, if the Heat are on stuff, sure, I'm going to want to see the Suns do good enough and stuff. But, when it comes down to it, I think it's extremely cringy when people are two-team sports, especially like, I'm sorry, this is not motorsport related, but like if someone's like a Yankees, a Lakers,
Cowboys,
and a Cowboys fan, you just, everyone knows one of those guys and you hate them, so I don't know. We'll get back on track, but let me ask you, what would your second team be, per se?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Really quick, before I answer that, just because my co-host kind of interrupted me. Not a big deal. We don't need to get into it. I did want to say that in terms of motorsports, having two teams, I don't think is that weird. Just to say, because in terms of NASCAR, like, obviously I'm a Stewart-Haas fan, but I like a lot of the Joe Gibbs race. I like a lot of the Joe Gibbs guys. You know what I mean? I like various drivers, and I'm of course through and through Stewart-Haas Racing is my team for NASCAR, but like I'm not, I don't know. I feel like there's more of a slippery slope there.
Makes sense. But, yeah, I get you.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that for our listeners.
Yeah.
I know there's some debate. But to answer your question as far as Formula One goes, obviously I'm a Haas fan.
Haas?
American team, that simple. If I did have a second team, my good buddy goes by the name of Logan, did give me a gift. It was nice. I respected it. I put it up in my garage. It is a Red Bull flag, so I'm not claiming to be a Red Bull fan, but I do have a Red Bull flag flying in my garage.
How many Haas flags do you have?
None. I know. I don't really have any like merch, which is really unfortunate.
No, I don't either.
Okay, well, I think we can admit, I don't think this is too of a hot take. Formula One merch isn't good.
I will say it's expensive.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. No, look around, going online and stuff. There's not much of it, and the stuff that it is, it's expensive. It's elitist stuff. Like, you got like polos and stuff. Like, we all know NASCAR merch goes insane, but F1, like, they're kind of missing it on that market. They really are.
It's also really like formal. NASCAR does the look like they're doing the crazy. Exactly. Yeah. And of course, NASCAR can do the more like formal stuff, but it's few and far between. But Formula One is by the book. You get what you get. Yeah. You get a logo, you get an ad, and you get a plane. That's it. They're not doing.
They don't do the graphics of like having the car. I've never seen an F1 shirt like that at all. I think it's maybe they probably do that because they want to differentiate themselves from like NASCAR and like, I don't know, maybe that's too graphic-y and logo-y. I don't know.
I only disagree with you because Formula One, in my opinion, doesn't give a. I'll keep this PG.
Please do. Won't.
They don't give a flying blank about NASCAR, in my opinion. Formula One, let's be real, they're in a different stratosphere than NASCAR.
It's true.
No disrespect.
It's true.
NASCAR is obviously local. They're one country type sport.
For now.
Formula One. For the foreseeable future.
They're working on making it international.
How?
They are. Yeah. They said they're experimenting with possibly having some races in Canada, Mexico, and even Europe. They're working on it.
Any idea?
It's in development. I mean, Daniel Suarez has really paved the way for possibly having a race over in Mexico. I don't know if Kyle Busch would be able to go, but
Yeah, Kyle Busch. He could. He would. That number 8 would have to get a.
That number 8 can't bring his 9, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that is actually.
That was pretty hard, actually.
Yeah, that was great. No need to follow up on that, but yes, it was very. That'd be insane. Okay. Well, I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I would love if NASCAR expanded out.
Definitely.
I just don't think they're going to do it.
No.
NASCAR's
no, they are. They are. They really are. I would give it, honestly, within the next, this is early, but I'd say probably the next 3 years, I guarantee there will be an international race. Now, what is the turnout going to be for that? It might be god-awful. It might be like a COVID NBA game turnout. Like, it could be terrible. Or it could be great.
Or, I was going to say, on the flip side, they go to Mexico, they go to Canada, they go to one of these bordering countries to us.
Yeah.
They could have some fans. Like, think about it. Like,
well, they would probably, realistically, what they'd do is they'd probably hype it up big time, super early on, and they would get those tickets super cheap. So anyone who wants to go, because they're not going to make money off it, but they're going to want to get the viewership, get the people in the stands. Dude, that kind of got me excited. I bet if I had to take a guess at the country that they'd go first, it would probably have to be Mexico, I'm thinking.
Yeah. The only thing that I think about when it comes to that, and of course everyone's different, but I'll speak for myself in this regard. When I go to a NASCAR race, and I've been to plenty at this point, definitely been to quite a few, championships, playoff races, regular season races, the whole nine. My opinion is I don't want to upset our viewers here, but it's not the best viewing experience in person. I would almost go as far to say that watching it on TV provides so much more depth, so much more commentary, so much more the ability to see, because you're chomping at the bit. I'll let you go.
Oh, no. I was going to let you finish. I was just going to say the one thing, I agree in a sense, but the one thing, we've never got those speakers where you could hear the commentators. I wanted to last time, but you guys didn't want to. It's like $10 to get it or whatever. But that would make the experience a lot more lively being there and being able to hear exactly what the commentators are saying and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. My first experience at NASCAR was for the 2021 championship. Yeah, when Kyle Larson won. In that, I don't know, maybe it's just because it was my first race. It was the championship. I got spoiled. And we had VIP tickets, whatever, and stuff. It was awesome. I literally told everyone, you including, I said, that was the best sporting event in person I've ever seen. But now that we've been to a few, and we've been to a couple rough races too.
Yes, we have.
No, I do agree with you that it's not the best experience, but you can make it into a very fun one. And you know what happens? I mean, every time NASCAR's in Phoenix, we've gone.
We go.
we keep coming back, so.
So what I'll say to that, because that's actually a good point. If the race is good, it's a great viewing experience. That changes the whole game. So if they told us, NASCAR fans, oh, we're going to Mexico 2023, I'd be bummed. I'd say, dang, this is a tough year, because these races, in my opinion, haven't been that good. Now, obviously, we haven't talked about Richmond, but I thought Richmond was solid. In terms of solid for this year, if you compared Richmond to a majority of last year's races, it's average. It's below average. But, of course, it's early for 2023, but I thought it was a good race, just not...
Is this a bridge into starting to talk about NASCAR?
Oh, we've been talking about NASCAR for a while now.
Well, is this our bridge now that we've mentioned the word Richmond a few times? This is where we go?
Yes, that didn't need to be said. I thought we were going to do it organically.
I just wanted to, make it an easier viewership experience for our viewers. Transitioning. So we're all good with F1. Great race. Shout out to Max Verstappen. Excellent race. Now we're sliding over to NASCAR. Jordan's talking about, is it a good race? And so far you've said it is. I agree with you. Richmond, like I've said previously, I thought Fontana was the best race, but now I'm gonna say this is very close, if not the best race so far.
Coda,
really?
Oh, absolutely, Coda. Well, obviously,
Coda was great, except the cautions at the end, But what do you expect? I'm not going to be that guy, but
I think last week, if I'm not mistaken, you were defending the cautions. You were all for them. But
no, I know, but I had some time to think about it, and don't call me out live on my podcast.
I had to
stay in your co-host lane, but no, I thought about it a little bit more, and don't get me wrong, great race, but I'm just strictly speaking on Richmond right now, and this was definitely one of the races that I had penciled on my calendar. I was super excited. I think the Toyotas usually perform really well at this short track course, and for the most part, the Toyotas did decent today. except for the ending, which matters. But I thought for a little bit throughout it, I was going to say, dude, this is going to be a Toyota day. But however, we can see it turned into a Chevy day. So you can start it off first, but who were your picks? Looks like you have them up right now.
Yeah, I actually don't, but let me quickly go there really quick. And I don't want to spend too much time on the picks, obviously, because I know...
No, we're getting through them.
Yep, just want to lightly touch on them, because I know a lot of viewers, they don't care.
We got a lot to talk about with this race.
Yeah, I don't think... let me see. Okay, we tweeted quite a bit. Definitely some tweets going on. So, I can't lie. I picked a winner. Not only did I pick a lock, but I picked a manufacturer. I just pick winners. That's neither here nor there. So Kyle Larson, P1, Ross Chastain, P3, and then William Byron, who would have more than likely won this race. Yeah. I think we can both agree he was there. So DNF, if I'm not mistaken, or did he actually? Double check me on that. I saw him spin out.
No, he ended up like 30 or something.
20.
Hold up. No, I did see
24th.
He did finish.
24th.
Okay, 24th. Yeah.
And then my dark horse, Ryan Blaney, he got spun out as well. Unfortunate. And then, I picked Chevy. So, again, just back-to-back weeks, I pick winners. Neither here nor there.
Wow.
Let's hear him, though. What do you got?
That's pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. That's a good one.
Very.
Your boy didn't do terrible today. I had Hamlin, which I think he ended up... Ooh, if I have to scroll down, that's not good.
Never a good thing if you got to start scrolling.
Oh, my God. Wow, he dropped all the way to 20. Well, okay, that's a whole other story, too, with his pit and stuff like that today and the penalties he had. Yeah, no. Because there was a time, I think he was the Stage 2 winner. He was the Stage 2 winner. So, that one didn't go well. And then, God, I had Kyle Busch, who, oh, my God, this is crazy. He ended up actually doing better than Hamlin at P14. And then, I had Byron too. So I had 3 duds. I did have a Chevy manufacturer win today. Let's get it. And then, dude, I was close to getting that dark horse win. I was licking my chops watching that. I wanted to be the first. I really, really did. I had Christopher Bell and highest performing Toyota, as he's been this whole season, P4. So nice. You won this one. I'll pencil down the results after this podcast.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And that's actually a perfect pivot. You brought up your dark horse, C. Bell. What do we think about that ending with him? I know, obviously, we were tweeting about it. We both saw what happened between him and Byron.
Byron, right?
Literally not mistaken. What do we think? I know, obviously, he came out after the race and said that Chastain, called him the wrecking ball and basically tried to push all the blame on Chastain. I looked at the replay. Chastain didn't do anything. And I'll keep it PG yet again. What about you, Logan? What do you think?
First of all, continue to keep it PG. Second of all, it's pretty clear as day when you're watching the replay of it. He was trying to block Chastain, and he was in front, slightly ahead of him. Chastain was behind him, and he was going for the block, and then he just went a little bit too far to the right and just tapped Byron. It's unfortunate, but I don't think anything about that was disrespectful or malicious or anything. I think I've seen a lot worse, and for Ross Chastain to say something like that is pretty funny because he is the most disrespectful, malicious driver probably there is in NASCAR. So, because you said that Ross Chastain called Christopher Bell a wrecking ball.
No. Christopher Bell called Ross Chastain the wrecking ball. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Slight miscommunication. I get you now. Yeah, okay. Sorry, that was just me going off on Ross Chastain.
Hopefully Chastain isn't listening.
If we wouldn't have paused that, I would have gone on for like another minute or two about him.
Yeah.
But,
let me clarify. Let me clarify. So, after the race, Christopher Bell said he basically put the blame on him wrecking Byron because of Ross Chastain. He said the wrecking ball came in, did whatever he does, and essentially blamed him, wrecking Byron, on Chastain running into him. However, about an hour after the race, and I'm glad he did this, even though he didn't necessarily apologize to Chastain. I don't know if you saw it, but Bell came out and tweeted, "Oh, in hindsight, there was actually enough room. I apologize," or "I'm sorry, William Byron." But he never apologized to Ross Chastain. Obviously, they're grown men, apologies or whatever. But I thought it was interesting that he could basically just talk bad about Chastain when it was reality not his fault at all. He's kind of just like the, what's the term I'm looking for? Chastain's kind of the...
He's the villain.
He's easy pickings, if anyone...
The scapegoat.
There you go.
That's
what I need my co-host for. Finishing my sentences. That's what I like to hear. But yeah, they made him the scapegoat. Completely unnecessary. I just thought it was worth bringing up because obviously it happened at the late end of the race. It involved Chastain, took out Byron, who was running fantastic. Byron was having a great race yet again. I'm thinking...
No, I totally agree, and I would say just don't get used to ever seeing a Ross Chastain apology, someone apologizing to Ross Chastain, because that's not going to happen. He's made his mark in NASCAR, and no one's going to have sympathy for him at all. And, you said he's a man about it, or Christopher Bell being a man about it. Well, he looks like a kid, but, I guess he was being a man about it. Have you seen his baby face?
Oh, absolutely.
Christopher Bell? Dude, he looks like he's like 15.
He looks like a child.
Ty Gibbs is a whole other story, too. But.
Oh, dude, Ty Gibbs looks like he gets carded every time he goes anywhere. The dude looks like he's 17.
How many enemies have I made throughout this podcast today? Carlos Sainz, Chastain, Bell, Gibbs. Dude, I'm going to have some people coming out after me after this one.
I'm confused why Gibbs had to catch that stray.
Oh, yeah, he got a stray ball.
Very weird. Gibbs is just minding his business and caught that stray, but...
I think the Fox Sports little animation of Ty Gibbs is hilarious. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, babe, look at that. Does that not look like a 3-year-old face on a body? Like, have you ever seen it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'm going to throw it up on the timeline later. It's too funny.
I'm sure I've seen it, but it's not ringing a bell.
No, he looks like a child in it. But, all right. Well, good talk with that. The ending, did it leave you a kind of a little, like, I don't know, seeing Kyle Larson win that? Like, what do you think?
You want to know my opinion?
Yeah.
It left me very unsatisfied, only for a different reason. I don't know if you noticed, but we were getting an old school duel between the 5 and the 9. Larson was out there battling the 9. The only thing is...
And that wasn't Chase Elliott in that car either.
No Chase Elliott.
Nope.
It was a man by the name of Josh Berry.
Josh Berry.
Had a great race.
Goated. Yeah.
Had a great race, and it kind of made me think, Josh Berry... keep in mind, I'm not disrespecting...
I know what you're about to say.
What? What am I about to say?
Are you about to say Josh Berry going over to Stuart Haas?
No, definitely not.
You want him on Stuart Haas?
No. I want Riley Herbst. That right there, I might have butchered his last name to oblivion.
I know who you're talking about. Where'd you get that? What about...
He drives for Stuart Haas in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
And as of now, I want to say he is 1 or 2 as far as the points leader goes.
Okay.
He's had just multiple top 5 finishes, multiple top 3 finishes, just having a great year as far as...
I'm familiar with him. Has he, just curious, he has raced in the Cup, right?
Yep, Sunny D.
I've seen him.
He literally raced the Sunny D.
last week?
He raced week 1. He was driving the Sunny D livery, if I'm not mistaken. Neither
Any
here nor
particular reason why? Was someone out, or just because?
I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact reason, but he filled in, was driving the Sunny D. Shout out to Sunny D, one of the best juices you can ask for.
Had some tonight.
We're
not sponsored by them.
Nope, no sponsorship.
Yeah.
might be looking for a sponsorship.
We're cooking up one.
But yeah, so I would love to see him, just because obviously, like I mentioned, I'm a Stewart-Haas racing fan. Eric Almirola is going to be retiring after this year. That's all but confirmed. That number 10 is going to become available, and I don't know as far as free agents. I don't know who's going to be coming available.
Contract.
It's all up in the air for the offseason, of course. Why not just move up one of our guys? Let the young kid have a shot, you know? I'm not saying...
Pretty standard. I mean, I feel like that's usually the, next course of action.
And he can't be worse than Almirola, so...
I thought of a dumb question. I don't know if you have the answer for this. I mean, this shows that I'm not an expert at NASCAR. I'm completely transparent. But Josh Berry, hypothetically, he wins a race. Is that him? I'm assuming that's just the number 9 going to the playoffs with Chase Elliott. It's not actually him, right?
Oh my, that's a good question. Okay, so why would him winning a race lock in Chase Elliott to the playoffs, though? Is it locking in the driver?
Car. I don't know. That's a good. God, we look like noobs. Yeah.
No, Hey, we've never claimed to be the biggest.
No.
As far as like,
I think that's a valid question, though.
Yeah, very good. We should look that up, and hey, we'll have to let our fans know.
What's your answer on that? I'm gonna say that if Josh Berry was to win, I feel like that gets the number 9 car in the playoffs. Depending on, doesn't matter who the racer is. Because
I'm gonna agree with you.
Okay, now I'm backtracking a little bit, but Kurt Busch won last year, and he would have been in the playoffs, but with the whole concussion thing, he wasn't. Did that get the 45 in the playoffs? Now we're just going down a rabbit hole of questions.
Okay, so I don't know that, but another question to your original question is, if Josh Berry was to win, let's just say next week, what would happen when Chase Elliott comes back and replaces him in the 9? Because obviously Chase Elliott's seat is... Josh Berry could rattle off 5 wins in a row, and they're still going to put Elliott in the seat. Would Josh Berry make the playoff? Like, that's a good question. We should... we got some homework.
Okay, well, what I'm saying, if I think what you just asked is, if Josh Berry won next week, say, okay, perfect, sweet, you won. The following week, Chase, you're driving in that car. Josh Berry, you're going back to Xfinity until whenever. Now, when it comes to playoffs, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's the car. I think it comes down to the entity of the car. I don't think it's the driver, but it's kind of like a back-end way into the playoffs. Well,
let's be real. Chase is going to make the playoffs regardless.
He's going to get it regardless. And, dude, Hendrick, okay, we could stop the questions. We'll figure that out, though, and we'll bring it up in our next podcast. But one thing I was going to say is, dude, what? Hendrick Motorsports, this is kind of getting out of control right now.
Someone preferably that's unbiased might need to go in there and start checking some garages, start checking some haulers, because they're fast. They are fast.
William Byron. We look like, I mean, I'm sure we're not the only ones, but we look like idiots right now for not having him in our playoff lock at all.
Yeah, that is disgusting on our part. We completely disrespected the kid.
At what point do you start putting down William Byron as a potential winner every single week? He's racing excellently, and he even did, if I'm not mistaken, he was driving very well even at the COTA last week. So he has versatility when it comes to the different types of tracks that he's racing on. He's performing very well. And today, his positioning at the end of the race, that doesn't reflect his driving at all. He had a fantastic day. It's, an unfortunate act happened, non-malicious act happened, and he, ended up back in P24 or whatever. But William Byron, he is in a great rocket ship this year.
Having a great year. And another driver, too. I want to double-check where he finished before I technically give him his props. So he he finished top 10, but Alex Bowman having a great year as well. He is killing it. He is an underrated driver that, truthfully,
Am I tripping? Is he on Hendrick Motorsports? Am I tripping?
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. And wow, I didn't even realize too. From Tucson, so he's in Arizona.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
That's actually cool. But he was a sleeper for me. I know that I personally wasn't, obviously before the season started, a big Alex Bowman fan by any means, and I'm still really not. I just
talked bad about him on our week 1 podcast.
Really? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said,
I'm pretty sure you said word for word. You're like, yeah, dude, like, who even is this guy? Like, I don't know. I remember you like totally like hitting him with a stray, like saying like, dude, like he's like a nobody, like, stuff like. So, he's pretty good. Like,
I don't remember saying that, but that sounds exactly.
We
like
might have to bring up that audio file.
Yeah, we might have to. But yeah.
So, just kind of funny if we're looking at the points right now. I believe. Am I tripping, or are you seeing what I'm seeing? But he's leading the points right now, Alex Bowman?
I don't have the points. Right. I don't have the points in front of me. You'd have to.
He has 263 points. He's literally number 1 right now.
Wow, that's actually very impressive. But he's technically leading in points, but he doesn't have a win yet. So
no,
he's in, but he's not. Yeah, wow. So I just pulled it up as well, and that.
Do you see what I'm seeing?
Reinforced what I'm saying. Yeah, Bowman's having a great year. Kevin Harvick is having a fantastic year as well. Not surprised.
Okay, yeah, because I know what we're looking at, Jordan. This is just strictly points. It doesn't matter your wins and stuff like that. It doesn't have like the playoff picture and stuff, because obviously William Byron right now would be number 2. So
he's number 4.
Yeah. He's number 4 in points, but yeah. Was that Kyle Larson's first win of the year? Am I tripping or?
Yep.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
And he's locked in for my playoff pictures, so that was an easy one. I don't think anyone really.
That was easy. Yeah. I mean, there's the standard. You're always going to put him, Elliott. I put Chastain. That's pretty standard.
Chastain. I think Kyle Busch. That's an easy. If you're going to pick someone to win, Busch is automatic.
Even though he really didn't even have that great of a year last year.
Didn't
last
he
year
have 2?
With JGR, I mean, he got 1 win. It was at Bristol, and he backed into it.
I thought he had 2, but okay.
Nope, he had 1 at Bristol, which is next week. But let's go through the P's and C. Anything that caught you by surprise at all? Obviously, we spent a decent amount of time talking about it. With Josh Berry, P2, that's awesome. I like him.
Yeah, I can't formulate an opinion on Josh Berry as of now. I don't know how much more we're going to see of him, truthfully. I feel like once Elliott comes back, Berry will probably go back down to Xfinity, which makes sense. So to answer your question, though, I don't have a specific driver I wanted to mention, but I did want to mention 2 teams that I felt had a great race. Shouldn't be a surprise. Stewart Haas, they overall have had a pretty mediocre year. Everyone not named Kevin Harvick. Yeah. And then, of course, Joe Gibbs Racing also had a pretty great day from the last time I checked. So those are the 2 teams that I wanted to highlight. I got this. Let me see here.
JGR did okay. I mean, Christopher Bell with a 4, and then you're going down to Gibbs.
Gibbs at 9, then you got Truex at 11.
11.
Pretty solid.
Do we need to mention Truex at all, too? Do you see his strategy today?
Inform
with the tires?
What was the strategy?
Yeah, okay. First of all, too, I'm wearing the Martin Truex Jr. Wins at Richmond 2021 shirt. I thought this was going to be good luck. I didn't have him as one of my drivers, but I just put this on, and I'm like, oh, damn, I'm wearing a Richmond shirt. But he was racing really good. I think it was probably the last 30, 40 laps or whatever. He was one of the first cars to go in for the pit, which I loved that strategy. And then everyone obviously followed after him. I'm not going to get it spot on, but basically what happened is he had some tire issues, and everyone else went to get new tires or something, and he was running on his older ones because he wanted to stay out, and it just ate him alive. He was a sitting duck with those super worn tires at the end. And that's where, because he was P1 for a decent amount of time until it all happened where people just started getting him. I mean, P11, not terrible, but...
I thought you said you liked his strategy.
No, I did, but it was later on. It was a little bit later on with the whole tire thing and stuff. I don't know exactly. I'm not describing it perfectly what happened, but it was where he was kind of using these older tires, I guess, and it didn't work out. And, I mean, P11, not terrible. I would have really liked to see him win, though.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. I will say, Truex has grown on me. Obviously, just
it's hard to dislike him.
I agree completely. I think his sponsor, too, is the most spot-on sponsor you can ask for. It just fits him so perfect. So, yeah, I can't say anything bad about Truex. But, no, again, back to your original question, no real driver in specific, just those two teams. Because I want to obviously mention Stewart Haas, because I would be remiss if I don't. But Kevin Harvick, P5, fantastic. Mm-hmm. He is the most consistent thing that this team has. Briscoe, P12, Eric Almirola, P13, and then Ryan Preece, my guy, P18. Thought he would finish better. He's a short track legend, but, you win some and you lose some.
Yeah.
Short track legend, and you will see, I think, Bristol dirt. I'm throwing it out there a week early.
Are you throwing Preece?
Might see an RP41W. That's all I'm saying. That'd be awesome.
That'd be too funny.
We don't need to get into our picks for next week, but...
we're running actually a pretty long podcast. We usually like to keep around the 40-minute thing, so we'll... Do
you have any closing
comments?
We'll
wrap it up in just a few final thoughts. If that's okay with you, co-host.
Of course,
I'm the host, so I don't really have to run it past my co-host.
I have something to say after this as well, so don't wrap it up.
A few things. Yes, I got you. Next week, Easter Sunday, for all who participate in Easter, we have the Food City Dirt Race, Bristol. Lot of veteran NASCAR fans do not like Bristol. However, this is probably my favorite race. I cannot wait for Bristol. I am just so excited for it. It's going to be awesome. Starts at 4 p.m., a little later. You have your Easter lunch, and then you watch it. I am so stoked.
You mentioned that most NASCAR fans don't like Bristol. You and I are not most NASCAR fans.
No,
I love Bristol.
We're burnouts, baby.
Let's bring on the dirt is all I got to say. I think that's going to be a great race. I did want to say one closing comment really quick. It just, I don't want to pat myself on the back too bad, but Big J got the podcast. It's official. We're on Apple Music. I had to work some of the tweaks out. All good. I did my thing. So what I want to say,
I appreciate you for that. Thank you for doing that.
Of course,
that's a certified burnout move right there, getting us on Apple Podcast.
I'm a man of my word, and I think I said Apple Music. I did not mean to say that. We're on Apple Podcasts, clearly.
Shout out to Apple Podcasts.
So I know that we have fans that are still listening, almost an hour in. You guys are awesome. Go give us a follow, a listen, a like. If you don't mind, we would appreciate it. Not required, but definitely appreciated. So just wanted to throw that out there.
A quick 5-star review would be total burnout energy for sure. Even a little written comment. We're not forcing you to do this. We don't make any money off this podcast at all. It just really helps us with analytics. If you can hit us with a 5-star and a review, that super helps. But not forcing at all.
Nope.
Burnout.
Hey, if you want to do it, go for it. If you don't. I think that's where I'll end my little soapbox rant. Not really a rant, just more just off my soapbox here. But no, great podcast, Logan. Appreciate you having me on.
One last closing thing too. I'm
to
just
your
gonna
show.
say it live. We're officially on YouTube. We're on Apple Music. Next week we are doing a giveaway. Did I say Apple Music?
You did, yeah, instantly. We're on Apple
Rolls off the
Podcasts.
tongue so easily. We're on Apple Podcasts, and we are doing a giveaway next week. It's confirmed. I'm saying it.
Logan is giving away one of his hats. It's going to be legendary. All you got to do...
Jordan has a lot of really good NASCAR merch, and I'm just going to go through his closet. I'm going to find the most expensive thing, and I'm going to throw it up on Twitter. Once it's on Twitter, there's no taking it back. That's the giveaway.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that, Burnouts. We're doing a fatty giveaway to officially announce our us touching down on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. So that's really all I got today.
No, same here. Great podcast, great race. It was a pleasure. Burnouts. We will see you next week for episode 7. Same time as always.
Sir. All right. We will catch you later, Burnouts. Y'all have a good week, and we will see you at Bristol next week. All right, bye.